fighter, explorer, and role player. Those would be the three main characteristics, and you can blend them, and you will rarely see a person who just does one. Don't think you have to fall into one of those categories. Like, those would probably be better to call those a triangle, and you don't have to end on one point to be one of those three. You'll fall in between them somewhere.
I think storytelling with your friends is important because it gives you a comfortable, safe space to explore aspects of personalities that maybe you've always wanted to explore. And it also, I think, gives your friends and you a safe space to be comfortably you. Being in a fantasy world, you can pretty much explore other aspects of personalities that you might never get to explore as just a normal person in reality.
With the role player, it's the interactions with the DM and other players that spur them on. It is being in character. I am no longer Josh. I am Corzar. I am this person. They are who I am. My aspirations and my personality are gone. It is what this character has. How would they do this? I know how I do it, but that's not them. They would do it this way. They would do it that. They would handle this. They would push this way. This is the kind of person they would like. This is the kind of person they would dislike. They would get along with them. They would never get along with this kind of treating people a certain way. And getting involved and immersing yourself is an epitome of storytelling. And that's what it allows you to do when you get those role players. They are just there to bring their character to life.
So getting into it is, unfortunately, you just have to step through the threshold. You gotta make yourself do a little bit of the role play. Just dip your toes in, and then you'll realize things are okay and you're safe to do so, and it feels a lot better. But everyone's got those D&D nerves at first, and forever.
Nobody has to be the perfect actor. Nobody has to, it's fun to try. As a theater kid, I'll tell you, it's really fun to try, but it's not necessary.
Someone who likes to roll dice, have big numbers, do really cool things will be the fighter. And that is a very fun way to play. And fighting is a blast. Being the one to get the critical hit, doing 70 points of damage, doing a backflip, jumping on the dragon's back, feeling just amazing. That is a great feeling that people like, feeling like they're successful.
Don't take your game too seriously. Someone's gonna die, someone's gonna get, someone's gonna roll badly, okay? We joke with each other at our table when we roll badly, like all of us. I roll bad. There's been games where I can't get above a 5. There's been games where I can't stop critting. I once had a game where I crit my players 7 times in one combat. Just, it happens. Don't take it seriously. Don't freak out. Just relax. We're here to have fun, and just remember that that's what's supposed to happen. That's the story. The DM is not out to get you. If your player gets downed, don't throw your hands in. Well, God, it's just a game, bro. You know, don't take it too seriously.
With the explorers, it's a mix of storytelling, I think, or the role players, or more of an offshoot than I would call it a separate, because they want to immerse themselves in the world as well. They want to see everything out there. They want to explore the world. They want to learn lore. They want to like open up a book and read everything about the history, about the gods, about the people. Why are there spaceships in this world buried beneath the earth? What is all of this going on? Ooh, I have skills that can fix this. I have class abilities that can do this, this, and this. I can get us there in half the time. They want to use the mechanics of the system to get the most out of the world around them.
Each one of my players gives me a backstory. I listen to it. I make it part of the game, and every one of them encounters it somewhere along the way because I listen to them. On the other side of that, they listen to me. They say, you know, if I'm telling them the story and, you know, kind of get those adventure hooks, they know where it's going. You know, the worst thing you can do as a player is try and like just flip the table, I guess you could say. You know, it's like there's a joke online of, you know, you see a wizard sitting in a corner mysteriously stroking his crystal ball. I go and sit at the table on the far end and do not talk to that guy. It's like, yeah, don't be that player.
When you see another player trying to do something completely off the wall or ridiculous and you can see a flustered person behind the DM screen, in character, you can try to play it off and be like, oh no, we should do this. We're already doing this. The Count's already expecting us. We must head this way. We cannot wait for this to happen. Lives are at stake. You want to go off and run on your own little thing? The selfishness of you is incorrigible. It's incomprehensible. Try it. Try to throw your DM a bone. I know when I'm a player and I'm sitting at a table and I see a DM needing some narrative help or needing to help keep people on a path that I know that you can tell that that's what they're laying out, that's what it's going for, go for it. Open the door, spring the trap, do the thing to help everyone progress in the direction that collectively you know everyone wants to go, just from one outsider maybe making a bad call or not paying attention and reading the room kind of vibe.
Be a good player. And I mean that back here, and I mean that out here. That means that we're going to be respectful of the people at our table. We all talked in session 0, we all know what's going to be out there. Don't try and push things just because something has irked you. I've had in the past players who have had a rough time and they wanted to bring that rough time to the table. That is not being a good player. He was very upset and he wanted to basically, attack guards in the game because that was where he was wanting to take out. And I said, no, I want you to stop and I want you to really just think that's not the path we're on right now. And he calmed down and we had people there and he ended up gathering himself and really collecting and he apologized. And it was a rough situation. Nobody was happy about that situation. But he was able to kind of let his stresses go over it for a little bit. And I think when you're a good player at a table, you focus in on your game and let anything in your world can be let go. Check that stuff at the door. We have this table here. Leave that stuff at the door. Come in here and support the people at this table because sometimes that's enough to turn your negativity around. It's just being supportive of the people who are around you. And you know what? The thing is they'll support you too.
I think that the level of teamwork that you have to have when you play tabletop games and role-playing games together is a very valuable skill and a very, I think, rewarding thing to be able to do with other people is to figure things out together and cooperatively progress through a story and succeed or not succeed epically.
In my experience with the game, it is something I do with friends. It is something that I find a shared interest and common ground with the love of the game we're playing and the worlds and the imaginative setting that we create together. That's what makes it fun. The people I play with determine if the game I'm playing is good or bad. If I'm playing with people that aren't vibing or that we're having issues, you can see that and it affects everyone else in the group and it affects the game. So a game that you have loved for 10 years, if you play with the wrong people, it loses its spark, it stops being as fun. Inversely, when you play with people that you enjoy being around and are into it just like you are, that common ground you have together just makes the game that much more fun. It makes it better and enjoyable to an extent that you couldn't replicate it without people like that. And that's where the community and the friendship comes from with the D&D game settings. Because when you start to build something together, it's a collective product. It doesn't belong to one individual at the table. When you go play board games at a friend's house, it's their board game, it's their house. But when you play D&D with a group of friends, it's your game. It's not the DM's game, they're the one running it. It's not the player who does the most talking, it's not the player who loves to fight and combat the most, it's not the player who jokes the most or has, the most fun and just the off-wall jokes while you're playing with the game interruptions and humor. It's those separate individual aspects that make it what it is.
Be sure to like and subscribe for more Unmodified content. And to keep up with all things Panhandle PBS, go to panhandlepbs.org and become a member today.
Funding for Unmodified is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Amarillo College, the Josephine Anderson Charitable Trust, and viewers like you. Thank you.